What I want to be is an artist, but that kind of goes without saying because of my experience that I already have in here. Since I've been drawing and painting and creating since I was a kid, like I've always kept up that habit or the hobby, and it became a passion. And now it's something that I've always wanted to continue. And with that, it gave me the inspiration to actually try it myself and to start doing my own thing and taking bits and pieces here and there to come up with certain illustrations I was interested in. And then people were asking me, like, where did you learn to draw this stuff? Or what gave you this idea? And usually it would come from just music that I would listen to at the time and getting a certain vibe from that and just drawing whatever I felt like gave me a message from the songs I would listen to. I don't believe that what you can study is going to necessarily get you the money that you expect from it, because there are a lot of stories that they say is a success story or a Cinderella story where people get what they want because they assume if you study for this, you're going to make this much money or something like that. Despite knowing that there are fields that actually do make a lot more money than what I'm interested in, I still want to go and be an artist because I know that that's something that I can invest a lot of time in and still be passionate about and find certain things that people will want to get from me, like sculptures or shirts or even glasswork or anything in between. When I wanted to take certain classes in regards to, say, oil painting in high school, they didn't offer that, and I tried finding out why, but it was kind of difficult to get a hold of anybody that knew why at the time, since it was in 2008, and they would tell me, just take something else, it's no big deal, even though I wanted to learn how to use oil, but they never gave me that chance, and I just couldn't figure out why. But then in college, they had oil painting, and that was at Ray Community College, but I wanted to take mural painting, and they didn't have that either, because not that many people signed up for it. So I was just like going further and further down, like taking what I could get in order to learn different mediums, even though I had already had experience painting with oil at the time when I got to college. As a student, not being able to take the classes that I wanted to in order to get the major that I was focusing on made me feel kind of excluded from everybody else, because I knew that if I had wanted to wait for, say, screen printing or mural painting, I wouldn't be able to until a certain amount of people or the class was offered again. But even then the chance was small because I didn't know if other people would be interested in the same thing I would be at that time. And to wait so long to be able to finally get something that I wanted to get isn't really worth my time, because financial aid can only go for so long before it cuts out and then I have to pay out of pocket, and I don't really see the point in doing something like that and then waiting for so long to get one class or a few classes and then just being able to go on with my artistic career. I feel like being an art major has its bias based on certain people, for example, wanting to be a painter specifically because they think, oh, well, if you're just going to slap a little bit of color onto a canvas and sell that, you're not going to make enough money to get by. But that's not true. There's a lot of people that are very successful in doing what they do because they have a passion and they decided to put in the time and effort into making that a success for themselves. When it comes to society, they look at it and see that it's kind of like a cop-out, something that you just want to waste your time doing and still make money off of it, because they look at something and go, oh, I could have done that. But they don't, because they feel like it's not something that should be appreciated at a certain amount of money. They think that it's something that if a kid can do, it's not worth having that as a career, which I think is completely false. I believe that your academic career is somewhat in between your passion and your paycheck, because there are some times where people have a passion for certain criteria that they're just no good at, but they still want to do something in there, and the chances of succeeding in that are really low, but eventually they just resort to doing something else to get by. Whereas there have been people that just wanted to fulfill the dreams of, say, their parents or somebody that pressured them into becoming a doctor or a lawyer or some type of physician or something like that. The way I look at it, there's art in everything, and you can always find something to be creative and passionate about. So I feel like it's best to find your own personal interest and go after that, because at the end of the day, it's really up to you to make sure that you're taking care of yourself.